So,
There's no cookies.
yeah, I don't know why they do like that. But this is the last time in this classroom. Anyway, this is some basic facts that Darwin's dangerous idea. We often talk about. It's really evolution by natural selection. How the species can evolve and even big changes in evolutions are actually done most of the time by the nature and blindly. Really, they don't have any design. The nature doesn't have any design, but eventually the outcome seems to be designed, seems to have all those design features. But really, it's just blind nature, based on the conditions, exponential reproduction, so that leads to competition. And then you have some inheritable mutation, which give you a diversity in the gene pool, and eventually natural selection does the work. You select those species which are fit, and those species which are unfit will just die out. So we call the tree of life. All life forms have a common ancestor. That's a controversial claim, but that's a very important claim Darwin made. And matching them really blind, it's such by nature. There are no designers in that sense. You don't need a designer, that's the whole point. The blind watchmaker, really a watchmaker, but really not in a traditional sense, a watchmaker. Just designed blindly with no purpose by nature itself. So many videos, and actually last year was a celebration of Darwin and of his 200th birthday and 150th years of his publication of The Origin of Species. I don't want to spend too much time on evolution because I assume most of you know evolution, at least the basic ideas. This is so-called tree of life, with Darwin's own sketch of the tree of life. You can see everything started from the very primitive applicator and gradually evolved into very, very complex species and very diverse phenomena in the world. And still we have very old species like shark, like turtle, which are really old, or even bacteria, which is probably the oldest species we had. And we also have pretty recent species like penguins, probably only occurred 200, 300 million years before, which are relatively new in terms of geological time. And these are the complexity of life. And the focus standard here is really on the symbiosis. Symbiosis is really the key that if we understand that the evolution is a genetic process by those selfish genes. Richard Dawkins talked about in 1979, called the selfish genes, which was a very good introduction to evolution and how it was possible. And then the problem is that why cooperation is impossible between the selfish genes. It's similar to to the person. So here we call the prisoner's dilemma. Have you heard about this prisoner's dilemma?
No.
It's a very popular literature in the game theory, and really have very important implications in not just in the sciences, but also in philosophy, especially in moral theory. So the idea is that, suppose every person, right, works for his own interest. That's what the foundation of our markets, the foundation of our society, really. Your rational agent can decide on the best interest and act on that. And then there's really amazing thing that the rational action for each individual leads to the worst action for the group. So really, if you decide, to work for your own interest only, and simply based upon that consideration, then you actually will hurt your own self-interest from that consideration. Let's see how this works. Suppose you have two prisoners. You could have other kids. Let's start from the prisoners first. They were arrested. They were going to be prosecuted. But the problem is that the prosecutors don't have hard evidence against either of them. So they offer a deal to each of them separately. No one knows about what the other person is going to do. So if you test against the other person, so if you say that the person did this and that, and the two persons are aware of each other's action, and actually accomplices, and assume that, and then you will go free. If you testimony against that, you will go free. Unless that person also accepts the deal, and then if both persons defect against each other, then we will receive 10 years. 10 years sentence, because now the prosecutors now have evidence against both. But if they decide not to defend against each other, so the prosecutors really don't have good evidence against both of them, so they will receive 1 year's sentence. Very limited amount of evidence, so that's why they got a lighter sentence. But the point here is that if you give the testimony against the other guy, and the other guy didn't give testimony against you, so you walk free, and the other guy gets life sentence. So suppose you were, one of the prisoners living in the cell, and the prosecutor gives you the deal, and you are aware of the options. The only thing you don't know is that what's the other guy is going to do. So what's the rational decision for you to do? Yeah, testify. You have to testify, right? Otherwise, you will get life. Very likely.
Go for the lowest possible. Go for the lowest possible.
Yeah. The rational decision that for each decision, right? Suppose you are person A, you have two choices. You could decide to cooperate with the other guy, or defect against the other guy. So that's the two choices you have. So if you decide to cooperate, if the other guy also cooperate, then each gets 1 year in the prison. But if you decide to, in that situation, if the other guy decide to cooperate and you decide to defect, you got 0, you weren't free. So certainly the better decision, if the other guy decides to cooperate, is to defect, because 0 is better than 1. 0 is better than 1 year in prison. But if the other guy decides to defect, what do you have? Okay, if you decide to cooperate,
I'm confused.
You forgot something.
no, it's not I forgot. I got it wrong. That's really bad.
Okay. So
You're missing
0 on the line switch.
Oh.
It should be a 1, or life and then
There.
Yeah.
No. Sorry for that.
What counts as 0? Yeah. And then it becomes 0.
That's right.
Cooperate.
Okay. So now they said, okay, if you decide to cooperate and the other guy defects, then you get life, the other guy got 0. So if you, in this situation, the other guy decides to defect, and then you also defect, you got 10 years. 10 years is also better than life, right?
Yeah.
So either way, it doesn't matter whether the other guy, how the other guy decides, the best way for you to do it is to defect. You either walk free or you avoid the life sentence. It's rational for you to defect then, right? Now suppose you have no moral, conscience or compassion. To do this, the only thing that I want to have a better outcome for myself. Then it's rational, at least according to that line of thinking, it's rational for you to defect. What's trouble is that? What happened to the other guy? The other guy is also a rational guy. He has the same power to think around this kind of stuff thing, just as you do. And he will also decide, okay, the best decision for him to do is to defect. Then what will happen? You both got 10 years. Compared with that, if you both cooperate with each other, you both only get 1 year, which is a much better outcome.
If you can both cooperate, but we don't have the variable